What's going on, you guys? A student. I was trying to write down some notes inside of my notepad. I just read this article talking about control because I've noticed that I do seek control, or at least understanding of when it is like just flat out. I seek control in fighters. I seek control in every fighting game that I play. Having a sense of controlling my environment gives me a sense of power and knowledge. And I understand that it starts off from knowing that there's the whole concept of turns, right? The whole concept of it's an equal game. Both people will come at each other, and the stronger player will come out the winner. So to emphasize on that in my attempt to structure myself in a way to understand how it is to take advantage of my turns, naturally I seek control when it is my turn, or when it is I see it as my turn. Um, Coming back over to the article, I was speaking with Ray and them a couple of days ago. I'm sure I'll post a video or something talking about it, but to make a long story short, I really got adjusted on, and it made me start to question the way I was playing the game, and now I find myself in a spiral trying to understand myself and how to move forward. So I found myself on this article speaking about, is control a bad thing? Because we commonly hear, like, I mean, let's just look at the Google search about how controlling is something bad. Look at this: controlling behaviors, 7 signs to look for, controlling people, signs to watch out for, causes, how to deal with them. Even in this article, it speaks about how something that really that resonated with me, excuse me, is in the morning. English is hard. Further, we all know people for whom needing to feel that they are managing their environment wreaks havoc in any ability to have fun or to relax. And that really resonated with me, because in fighters it's common. Like, anytime I start to find myself thinking about what's out of my control, like my opponent being able to super dash me, my opponent being able to reflect at literally any point during my pressure, my opponent being able to guard cancel, like some of these things are more manageable than others, but the recurring theme that there's always some option that they have access to, especially when we're talking about DPs. It's like the whole reason why people hate UI so much is because there's no sense of control over him. Like he's so free in all facets of the game, and that's really rule breaking to an extent, and it frustrates you because you feel like this article is saying, you feel like you can't relax. You're used to managing your environment, at least in these small instances, being able to pressure, normally being able to do your Oki and then get something out of it, you know what I mean, or at least getting a normal consistent amount of return that you're expecting at this point after 3 years deep into the game, assuming that you guys have been playing since the beta. But again, that sense of not being able to manage your environment causing havoc in the ability to have fun or to relax, it's very apparent when we start to speak about these things, and it's something that I notice myself struggling with on the transition to high level as well. Anytime I play people, more renowned players, it also seems like a constant theme of not being able to control them, and then having the feeling that they're in complete control themselves. And even this article that I was making before, talking about being the initiator, the post with the Guilty Gear guy speaking about this, and, everything just starts to make a lot more sense. It all kind of correlates together, and this nice little encompassment of the air quote problem of wanting that control over your opponent or over whatever it is you're doing, right? This article is talking about people aging, about how the older you get, you start to get sick, you start to lose things It and throughout our entire lives, this is just something that isn't normal. You know what I mean? Like this is something that kind of just flies in our face. She describes it as flying in the face of normal childhood development. Like, and then she goes on to talk about how people are growing up. You know, like you get sick, but you don't really remember it as a kid. You know, you remember all the amazing things you're discovering about yourself. You can walk, you can put on your own coat. You can. Some people discover sports and see how these amazing things they can do with their body can get them attention and such. And I feel like it's a very common, it's a similar thing when we're talking about fighters and well any other fighting game, because I believe that all things are transparent throughout all facets of our lives, and you can apply almost anything that you learn to any other thing, and it should be able to make sense or correlate in some degree. So with that being the case, I really did try to seek guidance from this, and again speaking about just how it can affect you mentally when you're not having that sense of control. Like I mean, I play Piccolo for all sakes. Like I want I play UI, I play Piccolo, I play Broly. My entire team is a massive attempt to control the neutral game in its entirety, and then with Piccolo alone, we're controlling neutral, we're controlling Oki as well, and we're hopefully having strong versions of neutral and Oki all together, and those are like the main two focuses of my team, Oki and neutral. But again, like when I start to feel that like I don't have control over the two things that I max my stats into, I'm sitting here and I'm like, what am I supposed to do? You know, like I feel so lost. And but that's what I was finding myself looking guidance to, like these articles and such for. Like I'm just looking for answers desperately, right? Like what is, like I'm like, is this something bad? Like seeking this control, is this something bad? And I mean, at least from reading this, I'm getting the sense that no, it's not. But it's interesting what she said at the end of the article, after talking about aging, illnesses, the reasons why we see control as such a bad thing. Um, she ends it off by saying the best way of coping with illnesses and aging is to recognize and harness the ways that we can gain control, and to realize what can no longer be managed. And that feels very powerful to me. Um, to understand that you're susceptible. You know, like Nokami says, like it can happen to you. You know what I mean? Like doesn't matter how much you train, you can still be, you're still going to get hit by Broly like command grab, you know, but that doesn't make you a bad player. That's just something out of your control. So you should, instead of bashing your head against the command grab trying to figure out how to beat it, it's like you should try to see what can you control, what around the command grab can you control, right? And that's when you start to look at things like fuzzy jumping. Well, I mean the mix up is it starts to shift your vision, and you can like think more clearly, or at least in a different direction from just like directly trying to beat the command grab itself. Like, well, I'm just gonna mash, I'm just gonna get blown up by, or you're doing a stagger, you get hit by 2M or forbidden starter by all means, and you could just lose that character, you know. And you're still in the same spot, like you're still mentally stuck on wanting to push past the command grab itself, instead of looking at like, well, maybe if I fuzzy jump I can like minimalize, like what can I control, like I can control what risks I take, so maybe mashing is a bigger risk than I would like to take, at least in this instant. But there are some cases where you start to, at least like you start to feel, you know, you can really feel things out, and sometimes it is the right answer. But all this, I digress, all this to say, I hope this is a learning experience for myself at least, and this is a video that I can reflect on myself to at least come back to. And again, this is all just like my first takes from reading this article and trying to understand, but I mean, I did see some instant progress at least. I started to see my mind shift towards, well, I mean, I can't control how fast assists come back if I decide to use Broly C, because I want Piccolo to have a strong mix-up. Like, you know, like, Piccolo's low-key the weakest link, so I don't want him to be, I want everyone to be strong, even if that means, but I know that means I'm losing something. That's the whole concept of risk versus reward, and then you're making decisions based off of that. And I really do feel the sense of well, I mean, that's, again, realizing what you can no longer manage. Like, I know what I want, but I can't manage the assist. Like I can only control the assist in certain aspects and ways, and I should focus on that instead of focusing on what I can't control, like with the C assist cooldown being so long. That's just an inevitability, but there are ways around it, and I should try to focus on getting around it instead of bashing my head against the cooldown itself, you know what I mean? And especially when I ended up switching and looking at different avenues and different things and trying to compensate from different areas and settling for the A assist, you know, like really, like, settling feels like such a right word for here. Like, harnessing the ways that you can control, like taking what is yours and maximizing on that, and everything else is just what it is, you know. And those are decisions to make later, or those are decisions to accept that is something that is out of my reach. Let's play some games.
What's that? Miserable.
Yeah, I think this is what I needed. It's funny how things line up for yourself. I'm gonna make a review on the Battle Beaver D buttons. I ended up getting them, but I'm not using them. I guess that's a video for another day. Let's get into this match. That's what I would say. As long as we get accepted right here. I hope we do. But yeah, it's very interesting with these buttons. It's your motion controls take a direct hit, like your motion inputs. Like I definitely noticed myself, like there's no sliding anymore. Your D-pad's connected, so you're able to move and slide it around with these. I forget, that's like 8-frame startup. You really have to look out for that. Yeah, so now, like, this isn't my turn anymore. We're back to neutral. I need to do reflect boost strings right there. I mean, I'm plus, so again, like I can at least control that situation to a degree. My pickle assist keeps getting smoked. That's a great 3DR right there.
Too slow.
Yeah, we can control this. Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about it, but like, I didn't hold back. I need to practice. Yeah, I mean, I can't really control if I mess it up. Or at least, like, not here in the game. I really felt that. Oh, this is a mix-up, I believe. That was a good double jump. Wow, still went for it. I mean, he was autopiloting right there, then. That's good to know. He autopilots his pressure. Because he planned to do that before he even vanished. He knew he was going to go for this I-80 straight in the VR. That's why he did it even after advance. He didn't even notice it missed. That's like the stuff I'm talking about. Like, that's frustrating, you know? That's like why I find myself playing so passive. I'm out of control. It's not my turn.
I'm going to bathe in your blood. Pick him up.
I didn't think he could super dash. I thought he was just dashing up. You know, like stuff like that would kill my confidence, you know. Like sitting there like, man, like what am I supposed to do about that? Like should I have not hoped and let him run up on me instead because I didn't know what he was trying to do? And I think the answer right there, at least right now, is like that's just you gotta hold that, you know. Just gotta hold that. Like he decided to super dash. He thought he was gonna dash and RPS. You know. There's no point in thinking about it now because like now I'm just like hesitant in the present. I feel like he's gonna spark. That's actually plus. That's why I flow charting that so often. It's just more goku. He stopped reflecting there. I definitely thought he was going to cross up right there. Cornered himself. One jab and cross up. That's interesting. I mean, at least this feels like an interesting mindset. Like, I don't really know if I've reverted or moved forward. But Like, oh, that sucks. He's frame trapping me. He thinks I'm just smashing. Yeah, and right there I would notice myself playing not to lose instead of playing to win, but at the same time, like, I don't know. Like, I have no comment for that, at least right there. I think I jabbed. No, I didn't. I did click jab. I clicked down jab for sure, but like it was after he already like inputted screen flash at that point. Wow, we got it. I'm gonna be honest, like I really had no expectation there. I wasn't sure if I was gonna win. I wasn't sure if I was gonna lose. I was just trying to play, trying to go off of going for just normal reads that I go for. Right there, I thought he was going to go for reflect, which is why I did that, but he ended up just going for, yeah. That sucks, but it is what it is, you know. I didn't think he was going to cross up right there. I was in block stun for so long. Oh, that was a good mash. I didn't think he like was on top of it like that. I underestimated him for sure. I died for it. Okay, he's supposed to be jumping. So hard against him. This is a tough matchup. I feel like I have to take so many more risks neutral. He doesn't have. Sorry, I was okay. So he doesn't have level 3, but he does have spark, and I felt like if I was gonna push on him, he would have sparked, and that would have been bad because his assists were coming back. So I just went for the up snatch because I recognized that if I get the hit there, at least I know it's a bit more obscure. Before I caught me, I did 2H. Now I'm looking for Spirit Bomb. Here it is. He's still fuzzy jumping, so I'm gonna try to catch that one heavy. You went for ER after that? That's crazy. Okay. That was a fake cross-up attempt. That caught my backdash. I tried to super dash over him, but sometimes like you try super dashing like right after like you get out of pressure or something like that. Sometimes I just don't get it. Like it'll like I don't know if it's because I'm holding a button or something, but like I got oh well, I mean I think it is because you don't get it if you're holding a button, right? Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, interesting. I always like that was always been a problem for me, but I never knew why. But like because of Goichi jump in a way Goichi jump works, it makes sense. Yeah, we find ourselves in a really bad spot. It is what it is. I was gonna guess reflect. I tried to reflect, but I just didn't get it. Then we went for DR again because I've been blocking. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it was still. I think it was still a good game for the most part. But yeah, this is what's been going on for me. It's been rough. Yeah, I definitely feel like myself is plateaued right now. So yeah, we'll just keep moving forward. I guess that's all you really can do at this point. But yeah, good games. The mix-up came up. We got the hit off of it. It's not really a lot more I can really ask for. At least talking about the team. In the sense of what I'm trying to accomplish. So either I need to change because I make a decision that what I'm doing right now isn't at least strong enough to move past what I'm doing currently, or I gotta find different ways of controlling what I can, because right now it's showing up as not good enough. Or it could just mean there's a couple of more adjustments that I need to make, but who's to tell? Only the future can hold the truth. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, never stop learning. It's never over. It doesn't matter how high ranked you get, you'll always run into problems. Alright, you guys. Thank you.